It's Kyle, and today I'll be reviewing Sisters Red by Jackson Pearce. This is a book I've been really looking forward to read for a long time. The reason for that is I'm a big fan of Jackson Pearce's YouTube page. She makes very creative, very interesting, very funny videos, and she does an excellent job of giving the author's point of view to a variety of different subjects. And I've been hearing about this book on her page for a long time, so when it came out on paper book, I finally had the chance to get it. So I was very excited to finally get to read it. And before I forget, like I said, Jackson Pearce has a great YouTube page. I'll put the link in the description box below. Go subscribe to the channel. It's one of the best ones on YouTube in my opinion, and I think you'll really enjoy the videos she does. Now on to Sisters Red. Really love this book. Great in many different ways. One, I really loved how this book was paced. The two main characters are sisters, Scarlett and Rosie, and basically what Jackson Pearce does, one chapter you hear from Scarlett, the next one's Rosie, then you go Scarlett, Rosie, Scarlett, Rosie, Scarlett, Rosie. So it gives it a real good pace, a good flow to it. You never get tired of hearing from one sister, because it's not like you're hearing her point of view for 5 chapters in a row. In the same way, you never feel like your other sister's being ignored, because the next chapter, that other sister, it'll be her point of view. So it really keeps the book fresh. It keeps the action moving. So I thought she did an excellent job with that. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it. And I also really liked the concept of the book, which kind of reminded me somewhat of one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And of course, the basic idea behind Buffy was, Buffy and her friends were aware that this world existed, that vampires were out there, vampires were real, and all these other supernatural creatures, and they were preying on the rest of humanity. And because Buffy was kind of burdened with this knowledge, and she was chosen, she had to go out there and fight this, evil side of the world. Sisters Red kind of has a similar idea going. Scarlett and Rosie are aware that werewolves are real, and because they're burdened with this knowledge, it almost forces them into hunting the werewolves and slaying them. But much like Buffy, the majority of the world is completely unaware that werewolves exist. So Sisters Red is probably something like 99.9% of humanity has no idea that these werewolves are out there hunting and slaying girls. But Scarlett and Rosie are aware of this, and they take action to stop it. How they become aware of this is that when they were younger kids, a werewolf attacked their family and actually killed a member of their family. And probably for revenge for this loss of a family member, this is what really drives them to hunt. Another aspect of the can't speak today, of the book I really enjoyed was how Jackson Pearce really delves into how events will affect children differently. Scarlett and Rosie, like I said, both experienced this attack, but it really shapes their personalities in tremendously different ways. Scarlett, in fact, has a hard time understanding anybody else's different viewpoint of the world because her mindset was so shaped by this traumatic event that she cannot understand how anybody doesn't view the world she does. So this really puts a strain on her relationship with Rosie, and it's something they really have to work through during the entire course of the book. Which is very true, because like I said, if anybody has been through a traumatic event or has known a family that's went through it, kids are affected by it so differently depending on what the personality was like before the event, what their ages are. So I thought Jackson Pearce did a good job portraying that in Sisters Red. The other character in this book, main character, is Silas, which his family was kind of neighbors with Scarlett and Rosie, and his family was also aware of werewolves. So partly through this event, Silas becomes a key role in Scarlett and Rosie's life. He hunts werewolves with them, so he's kind of the third member of their team. And a love interest kind of sprouts up between him and one of the sisters. So that has a big impact on the course of this book and how the relationships between these three people are shaped by that romantic relationship. I won't mention which sister, because I'll let you kind of discover that for your own when you read the book. But the basic plot of it is Scarlett and Rosie and Silas are out there hunting werewolves, and eventually they discover that the werewolves are beginning to gather in Atlanta, which this book is set in the Atlanta area. The reason the werewolves are gathering in large numbers is that every so often a human becomes potential to become a werewolf. Humans can only be turned into werewolves at certain points during time, and only certain people can be turned. So when a potential reaches this perfect time to be turned, the werewolves all gather to that area to try to find that person and turn them, because it's a very rare event. Scarlet, Rosie, and Silas become aware of this event, so they view this as a perfect chance to kill a lot of werewolves. So they all go to Atlanta. So you got, the love interest thing going on, but at the same time you have them hunting for this potential, because they view this as a chance to kill a lot of werewolves and save a lot of people by killing these werewolves. So you have these kind of dual big events going, romance, but at the same time, them trying to find the potential before he's turned into a werewolf, and at the same time taking advantage of the situation to kill a lot of werewolves. So I really enjoyed Sister Red. I would give it my recommendation. I think you'll really enjoy it. So go to your local bookstore, buy a copy. I think you'll really enjoy it. And like I said, if you're not already, go to Jackson Pearce's YouTube page and subscribe to it. You'll love her videos. Like I said, I'll link that in the description box. And I hope you'll read Sister Red, and I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I did.